there's 3 big stressors in our life. The first one's and inflammation is like the root of all dysfunction and disease. The future of medicine is really in frequency.
Hey, this is Rob Renee. Welcome to the I Am Pain-Free podcast. We have a cool episode because the gentleman that we've interviewed is Dr. Dakota Freeman. He's an amazing practitioner at the Cohn Health Institute, and he's just an amazing gentleman. I've worked with him now for the last couple of weeks, and we've been able to interview him in different scenarios, and it's just exciting because he's such an intelligent man. We've been working on some projects together. I believe my brother, Rick, actually did this interview that's going to be part of what you're going to see here in a few minutes. And Rick is an amazing man, and he and Dr. Freeman were able to get together in person, which was super cool. So the interview you'll see really goes through Dr. Freeman's past. He was a runner when he was young, and now he's still a really good athlete. And he's been able to just have an exciting career, and has just got a bird practice that's just starting to take off like crazy down at the Cohn Health Institute. Enjoy this episode. It's amazing. Both Rick and Dr. Freeman are just the cream of the crop, right? Just amazing people in this world. I think you're really going to enjoy this episode. So hang tight. Here it comes.
All right, here we are. It's Rick with Exodus Strong and Exit the Old You we're talking about. But we want to back up, and I want to introduce you to Dr. Dakota Freeman. Thank you so much for coming.
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to be on.
Yeah, it's been a great journey, and I like to back up before we get into how you got associated with Exodus Strong. But talk us a little bit about how you got into school, became a doctor, and where you are now.
Absolutely. Yeah. My name's Dr. Dakota Freeman. I'm a chiropractic kinesiologist. I'll tell you what all that means here in a bit, but just for now, I'll tell you a little bit about me. I grew up in Ohio on a farm, actually. I went from Ohio farm to right now I'm in Orange County, California. So I'll tell you the timeline of my life.
Awesome.
So I grew up on a farm, and I personally raised sheep. All my sisters raised goats. We all raised chickens, and then we had soybeans out in the field. So really grew up in the agriculture industry, really. So that was a big part of our lives. But and then I got introduced to chiropractic through just a couple injuries I had. I was a big long distance runner growing up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Rob and I.
So I ran throughout high school, ran in college.
Wow.
Yeah. And chiropractic is really what saved my career. So I had some crazy knee injuries, and after going to the chiropractor, I saw like life-changing results.
Right.
And rather than I had
you didn't take Big Pharma drugs?
Oh no, yeah, that was a really close second option. But I definitely I saw the great results I saw from my chiropractor, and I just wanted to not only experience that and understand like why that worked, but I wanted to share that same love that I experienced myself. But more importantly, I wanted to find a profession where I could freely talk about the gospel and how much the Lord has impacted my life. And I think it's really important to remind everyone that no matter if you're the president or the janitor, God can use you in your life, however it may be. And I think He led me into this field for a really important reason, and I'm just letting His light shine through that.
That's right. And you had a lot of opportunity to go to different places, right?
Yes, absolutely. So I went to undergrad college in Ohio called Heidelberg University. So I graduated from there.
You run cross country and track there?
Yes,
okay.
I ran both cross country, indoor track, and outdoor track.
Wow.
So it was a year long. Yeah, I was running a lot of miles for a couple of years, and I am paying the price for it. But I graduated from Heidelberg University, and I went right into chiropractic school. So I went down to Atlanta, Georgia at Life University. So it's the largest chiropractic school campus in the world, and it is just an amazing opportunity for anyone that's ever interested in the natural healing, the health care, because I think the true thing about the body is it heals itself, right?
Yes.
So that's the important thing that I like to remind everyone, that God gave us this innate wisdom, this immune system, this nervous system, all the body systems of the body to naturally heal and self-regulate itself. I went to that school because it aligned with all my values, and also it had the most opportunities. I graduated from Life University in the March of 2024, and then I had 2 opportunities to go do different internships. So my first one was in Dothan, Alabama, which is just north of Panama City Beach.
And that was like a few months,
Yeah,
is that right?
just a couple months, and then my next one was in Orange County, California. So yeah, now I am currently also located in Orange County, but more specifically at the Cohn Health Institute, and that's in Costa Mesa, California.
And that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Because now you're an official doctor, own practice, own
Absolutely,
website, everything.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yep, we are up and running, and we are ready to help everyone and whoever walks in the door. Yeah, it's a great opportunity.
That's awesome. And you chose Cohn Institute for a reason, right? Because of the incredible work they do.
Yes. When I said originally I'm a chiropractic kinesiologist.
Right.
So I'm not just a chiropractor. Of course, I still work with the skeletal system and the nervous system, but I also recognize that there's other things going on within the body, and I take a more holistic approach to health. So there's this theory that whatever is stressing you in your life is typically one of the big things that's causing dysfunction or dis-ease in the body, right? So dis-ease. So it's the inability to adapt in our environment, right? So there's 3 big stressors in our life. The first one's physical. That's like our muscles, our joints, our tendons, everything that's going on. Inflammation, that's pain, right? The second one is also really important, and even more so in today's world because we're exposed to so many different environmental toxins, and that is the biochemical stressors in your life, right? So that's really just toxicity or deficiency. So anything that shouldn't be in our body, and then things that should be in our body but we don't have enough of. So that's a biochemistry. It's really just a nutritional component of our body. And then last, and I think one of the most important, is the mental, emotional, and spiritual aspect of our health, right? So if we are not aligned spiritually, that is going to cause some spiritual warfare in our lives, and I think we all experience that on some category in some different areas. But emotionality, right? We were never supposed to know what every single wrong thing was happening in the world, but you turn on the TV and now you are exposed to every kind of stressor that's going on in every single country, right?
Yes.
So it was
the worst thing they can find, they're going to report on, right?
It was originally meant for a good thing, and leave it to humans to turn a good thing to a bad thing, right?
And all 3 of those areas you talked about interact very heavily, affect each other, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the really cool thing is we start to, not necessarily treat, but we start to analyze like what's going on in one big category of your life, and it starts to blend over and affect the other. Right. So we were talking previously on how when you do different therapies with the brain and really with the emotions, it starts to also affect the biochemistry in the body and really just secrete different hormones and different peptides within the nervous system that help just modulate your not only immune system, your nervous system, all the different body systems, and you even start to see like pain relief as well. So it's a really fascinating approach, and it's really a holistic approach, right? So the biggest issue I find within our Western society as far as the medicine is concerned, I think it's a fractionization of our body into the body systems, right? So anything that you do is going to affect you. That's why they say you are what you eat. 90% of serotonin is actually produced in the stomach. That's in the gut, right? So
gut health.
It's gut health rather than brain.
Yeah.
Decades ago they thought that anxiety and depression was a brain thing, and really we know now that look internal for some of those issues, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the body is interconnected is really what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. And then if you go back to the next thing, it would be really interesting to see meeting Dr. Cohn and what's happening in that institute. I imagine you feel like you have a lot more tools and capability than you would in other places.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
Yeah. So there's so many wonderful and valuable techniques, therapies, and even nutritional products, which we're going to get to. One of my new favorite ones here in a second. But it's really powerful that we can do different therapies. When I'm approaching emotions, I really use this technique called neuro-emotional technique. So that's
NET.
Yeah, NET
NET
is really what a lot of people, it's really approaching the nervous system, connecting it with 4,000 years of Chinese acupuncture. All the different organs have different frequencies of different emotions. So we connect the two and we clear out using different nervous system stimulations and even some chiropractic techniques as well.
Wow.
So it's really powerful, and that's when you just feel like a weight was lifted off your shoulders, or you had a jacket on and it's just like you threw off the jacket you didn't know you had for decades on your life. So I really say it's almost like 5 minutes wrapped up of 50 minutes of therapy, but you do it in about 5 minutes.
Right.
So it's really powerful, and it doesn't replace therapy. It doesn't even replace any of that. It's really assessing the neurological connection to these emotions. Right.
And you really have all the equipment there too, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome things you can do for your clients right away, right, when they're there in the clinic.
Absolutely. So God gave the two hands, which are, I think, the most powerful tools, but also we have a plethora of different therapies that help to stimulate different things like the nerves, help to increase microcirculation in the body, like in your muscles and your tissues, to help healing, but so many different frequencies. I believe one of the most powerful things that we're starting to see today is the future of medicine is really in frequencies, and that's a quote from a very famous philosopher. You can go ahead and look that up on Google or DuckGo, whatever you prefer to choose. And yeah, so we approach like frequencies and something that is like really unknown, right? It's something that like, how can you pick up a phone, a little block, and then to call someone across the world?
Right.
That's a frequency, right? The traveling of frequencies. We have many types of good frequencies, but also bad frequencies, right? So it's really balancing frequencies in our body. So it's really, really cool and powerful.
Yes, and so now let's get into a little bit about how so you got your practice going, you got real clients, you got repeat clients coming in, and then Dr. Cohn starts telling you about, hey, I got this new supplement called Exodus.
Yeah, absolutely.
How did you first hear about it?
So so every single week we have our office meeting, and we always talk about new things that we're seeing in the office, or different cases, right? Some things that we're stuck on. We have, I think, like 12 different practitioners, maybe even more in the office. Everyone from chiropractors to any kind of holistic body workers. We even have we have naturopaths. So it's really a catch-all. It's a one-stop shop clinic. So anything natural health you want, it's all there at the clinic.
With available 3,500 products. Supplements that you can choose from?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have 3,500 nutritional products, and maybe one more, right? So we carry a large line of different supplements, different products, because what tests for you might not test great for another person.
Right. And you guys are experts in muscle testing and understanding that. And
yes, absolutely. So muscle testing, in the easiest way to explain it, it'll usually take me about 20 minutes to really digest it. But in a short phrase, it's really asking the nervous system and the body what is going on. So it's what is wrong, where is it, and what can we do as a therapy to help support it, or help the body to self-regulate and heal, right? So that's where nutrition comes into play, right? So if it's back to that too much or not enough theory, if you're deficient in something, or you need something to help regulate your immune system, that's when nutrition comes into play. But we can also help detox from different infections. So this term called dysbiosis, which is a dysfunction in the gut, that's like chronic Lyme. That's everything from like parasites, which we are finding powerful results with, even mold manifesting, which is causing tons of different symptoms that you might have no idea what's going on. And if you don't check like for mold toxicity, really in your environment, but anywhere from like your house, your spouse, your pet, anyone you're exposed to or anything you're around, even like in your workplace or church. Those are some of the different things that are causing dysfunction that's going on in people's bodies. But you can even throw in viruses and different bacteria along into
And
the
you can figure
dysbiosis.
that out pretty quickly.
Absolutely.
That's what that's so
Yeah.
amazed. And then
So there's different techniques that use different therapies to help really ask those questions and those hard questions of, okay, what is going on? I have all these symptoms, but I don't want to be a symptom relief doctor. I want to get to that root cause of like, what's the most important thing? But not only what's the most important thing, but what in the right order, because the right thing done at the wrong time, that's still the wrong thing, correct?
Yeah.
So you need to do things in the proper order so the body can actually self-heal in the best way possible.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you're in a meeting is when you first heard about this?
Yes, so we are in a meeting. Got sidetracked. We're in a meeting, and Dr. Cohn, he comes out with this packet of what's called Exodus. And
I think it was one of these.
Yes, one of these, and he's, Dr. Freeman, this is yours. You totally got to try this out. And I started looking at it, I'm like, this is all biblical. This is connected to Old Testament, New Testament, a little mix of new science we have today. And previously I had seen really great results with like molecular hydrogen and with like aloe vera, and I've heard amazing results from what's called saffron, which is one of the ingredients I'm going to talk about later. But there's some really powerful and really specific ingredients that are in this product that are just all encompassing. And
So you were impressed just by looking at what the ingredients were first.
Absolutely,
right.
yeah. So we use different muscle testing techniques to figure out, okay, there's dysfunction. Usually what's going on internal is due to either a dysfunction in the organ or into a system of the body. And a lot of these products are all encompassing and approach so many different areas of the body that we're like, this is like almost a baseline product that anyone and everyone can use, right? So one of the biggest things in our body is global inflammation. And inflammation is like the root of all dysfunction and disease, right? So too much of something, you're going to have an inflammatory response. Or
a little bit of sugar even.
Yeah, absolutely. Sugar, wheat, which
Gluten,
is gluten, right? But I even see sensitivities with some crazy things like corn and with different soy, different eggs. There's a lot of things that can cause that inflammation in our system.
Right.
And the cool thing is some of the products that are in this, the ingredients in this product, really help to not only detox, but also to help bring down that inflammation so that you clear out the inflammation so the body can start to get through some of these issues, right?
So what kind of, did you decide to use it on any of your first clients?
Oh yeah, right away, my very first patient, I'm like, we just got this new product in the office. I want you guys to try it out. And both of my patients, they both tried it, and next day I get the phone call and how powerful it is. I took it myself and I knew immediately. I'm really in tune with my body. I've been taking supplements for a long time, many years, right? And there's times where I'll take a supplement and I'm like, it's probably working somewhere internal, but I can't feel it.
Right.
But I'm super sensitive, so I can also tell when something may not be really that powerful. This product almost tests like it's too strong for some patients, not really because of the product itself, but because the patients have so much going on, because this is so powerful. So a single capsule can do what 6 capsules can do of a different product. That's the power of this behind it. And I think that there's not only the ingredients of it, but I really do believe that there is the biblical truth of how powerful it has been used for centuries, and it's biblical. And
it's kind of like synergistic between the ingredients and what molecular hydrogen does.
Correct.
So we'll get that in a second. So was there any statements that your patient said, or what did they feel better on?
It was immediate relief. Like within probably 10-15 minutes, you can see inflammation, joint pain, calmness start to come into effect.
Wow.
A lot of patients are seeing some major changes with this product, and that's why I'm so excited. That's why I'm here today.
Yeah.
Really, because I've been doing this for a few years now, and there's not many products that test quite like this one.
Yeah. And so you could actually muscle test on the person knowing it would work with them beforehand.
Yes.
And then you actually hear from them.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
So muscle testing, like I say, it's that biodynamic feedback mechanism. It's asking the body, what do I need and why? And really, like, how much is also important too. Like I said, sometimes a patient, you might test for it, but someone else may not test, because we're all different and we all can use different supplements to help synergistically help our body. But this is one of those products where everyone can really use it, and it's not really specific to a single dysfunction, but it can incorporate some of those really big issues that one person is affected with, and it can have massive changes, and that's why I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, and so I talk about some of the things, mind, body, spirit, that we talk about that we have, right?
Absolutely.
So includes a prayer guide. We can talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
But as far as the saffron on the mind is a big thing. Right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And then we'll talk about that in a second as well. And then, but then the gut health.
Yeah.
And then this inflammation overall.
Yes.
So those three things, I have to look at as a primary. There's a little more, but is that kind of what you look at as a primary?
1,000%.
Right,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm always looking what is the best thing that can encompass many different areas that are going on in the body, right? I'm more of the sniper approach than a shotgun approach. I don't want to give a patient 30 bottles of supplements.
Right.
I'm looking for the one that can do a lot in a small amount of time and just have those instant changes. This is one of those products. And like I said, we have so many products in the office. This I probably use more than any other product that first week that I was introduced to it, and that's encompassing all the other products that I use.
Right.
So yeah,
And it became the #1 seller, right?
yeah,
in the
yeah.
first-
So I'm giving this to just about every single patient that I have. I'm gonna get ready to send my family some to try it out. And we were at a conference, and other chiropractors all around the nation, we've been talking to them, and a lot of them are skeptical of like different products, of course, and then they all do similar therapies that I do and different techniques that can test the quality and the powerful effects that this product has. And it's really fun and interesting to see like their eyes light up and they're like, okay, this does work. This is really, this is strong and this works. Yeah.
And I was at that conference with you, and it was just amazing to see how many people came back. We would have them do a survey before and take the product and come back later in the conference, and it was amazing how many people they know how to muscle test themselves as well, right?
Correct. Yeah. And, like, all these doctors have been doing it for years, decades even, and they're so in tune with the frequencies and really what's going on in the body that they know, just like I do, how powerful something is, or if it's not really that helpful.
Right.
Yeah, so this is one of them that it's really fun to watch the skeptical doctor take the couple supplements, and then within minutes they're like, okay, the shoulder is no longer hurting as much. Like, what's going on? What's in here?
Yeah, that's right. So let's get into that.
Yeah.
That's a great segue.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of these ingredients that you were so impressed with.
Yeah. So really, I want to break it down into two different categories. So the very first one is a proprietary blend of 7 biblical-based key ingredients that are really synergistically working with the body. The very first one is barley grass. The first one is it's organic, right? If we're working with organic foods, that's like the first step.
Yeah.
Because a lot of products, they are beneficial, but it's not necessarily organic, and you don't know the quality of it. So that's the first and foremost, most important part, is this is an organic product where the organic barley grass, it's great for inflammation. It has so many different antioxidants that it really encompasses. The second one is here, just bear with me. So it's wheatgrass. I know I just got done saying wheat is a bad thing. So wheatgrass is the grass that sprouts really before the kernel starts to form. And the kernel is what really produces the gluten, and that's what causes the different gluten intolerances that we start to see in the body. And gluten is one of those pro-inflammatory foods that we try to stay away from. But gluten is not within the bar or within the wheatgrass. So that's one thing that we don't even have to worry about. So this is actually a gluten-free product. So that's great. But
those two are greens, and they work really well together as greens.
Exactly.
Right?
So chlorophyll is in a lot of different greens, but like chlorophyll has really powerful anti-inflammatory effects. You're gonna hear about anti-inflammation from me a couple times, but I'll just keep going through. Every single one definitely has an anti-inflammatory property. But the next one I really want to talk about is aloe leaf. Aloe, we all have gotten a sunburn, and we've all had our mom or our grandma rub on that green aloe juice, right? And you start to feel that cooling sensation, that warmth start to leave your body. It's really just helping cool that damaged tissue, if you will. If we're taking that orally, it's been used for like thousands of years, because I believe it was even Native Americans really used a lot of aloe leaf, and this is really great for soothing the gastrointestinal tract, so the stomach, small and large intestines. But it also is not only soothing, but it also helps nourish that whole gastrointestinal tract. My next favorite, it's my most favorite product. It doesn't have to be the most important, but it's my favorite because it's called saffron. So saffron is this Ayurvedic spice that's been used for centuries, if not thousands of years. So saffron is not only a delicacy in that Ayurvedic medicine, but it is so powerful that it's really great for different emotional stressors. People are struggling with anxiety, with depression, ADD, ADHD, all these different neurodivergent features that a lot of people are starting to succumb to. This is one of those calming nervous system spices that have been used for a long time, and this is the first product that I've been exposed to and it's one of those that's really hard to actually get a hold of, a really good quality saffron. And I've done like a big dive into how powerful saffron can be, and I'm just so excited that it's in this product. So that's my little rant about saffron, but you can do some own research yourself, and you will just get list upon list of all the different benefits that it has. So the next product is cumin. So cumin is that little spicy flavor that you taste sometimes in foods. But cumin has been used a lot for antimicrobial benefits, right? So I use a couple different products that are actually great for different parasites, different even mold detoxifying properties. So cumin is great for that, but it also has iron, right? Iron is one of those great minerals that we have for our blood. Blood is like the highway system of all of our nutrients and hormones. I think of the highway, if there's like a pothole in the highway, the Maserati can't drive down it without it being damaged. That's what's happening with our nutrients. That's what's happening within our hormones. So I find you really have to clean up the blood and actually supply it with the proper nutrients like iron to help with different things like I said already, hormones, but even anemia is one of those issues that I see a lot in the office. The next two are really cool because not only are they ones that a lot of people use today, it's linked back to the gospel. So frankincense and myrrh, which if you know anything about the New Testament and the journey of baby Jesus, frankincense and myrrh were two of the three gifts that were given by the wise men. And I have a saying, if it's good for baby Jesus, it's probably good for us. Yeah. And sometimes I also make that reference to wine for Jesus's first miracle. So sometimes wine can be great, but really I want to focus on frankincense and myrrh are really powerful for anti-inflammation. It has calming effects as well, and it's a great blend when you use all 7 of these. So it's great for different things like blood sugar, it's great for inflammation, and it's really great just to help stabilize many systems in the body. So those are the 7 proprietary blend ingredients that are paired with this new ingredient, which is really this powerful antioxidant that's in the body that helps the body with different pro-inflammatory issues that we all have. So that's the pain, that's the swelling, that can even be headaches, right? That can be anything that's causing dysfunction or disease in the body. And that ingredient is molecular hydrogen. Now, there's like over 2,000 clinical studies that have all shown different effects of really how molecular hydrogen helps our body with different things, like, of course, inflammation, but it's really getting to the root of like really a lot of dysfunction and disease, right? So that's it's called free radicals. It helps clear up and eliminate free radicals, which bind onto different parts of our bodies that cause a bunch of different issues going on. But not only does it free up clear it just helps with the body in that sense, but it also helps with oxidative stress, right? So oxidative stress is one of those that we all start to feel when you feel the low back pain or shoulder pain. That's a lot of oxidative stress. So this ingredient helps with all of those different things in inflammation that's in our body. Pair it with these two, and that's when the anti-inflammatory effects start to really have a great, powerful effect on our bodies. Yeah,
and that's pretty cool. And so the whole master oxidant is also it doesn't do damage, right?
Correct.
Some antioxidants can be too much and it's not
Correct.
master. Right?
Yes. So that, and he said it exactly the way it is. It's a master antioxidant. This has been one of the most powerful things that we have seen in the office. In the office we have hydrogen water, so it helps. It's like hydrogen ions that are infused into the water, and it helps that same process of anti-inflammation. And you start to see really cool results, like people that have had issues from headaches that have been chronic for years, and they're like, this is like the first day I haven't had that headband headache or whatever you might feel, or even some like joint pain.
This molecular hydrogen blend that is in this Exodus actually it works at the cellular level.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
and your body generates it versus you're trying to infuse it.
Correct.
Or something, right?
Correct. So this is like a really good, what's called a bio available form, right?
Okay.
So how much can you actually absorb of a nutrient is really important, as well as what's actually in the nutrient. So this is a great way of actually absorbing and letting your body utilize whatever it needs in the product, and the rest is history. Yeah.
And so we talked about 7 being the perfect number of divine perfection.
Absolutely.
And then you add the 8th one, and it becomes new beginnings. This is for 8. And so,
I love that.
And it's exiting the old you, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And that's even more so. So not only does it have biblical ingredients, it's now even named after the second book of the Bible, Exodus, which is just a really powerful statement, because exiting the old you, there's a better and perfect version that the Lord has planned for your life. And this was really just helping with that in your journey of, I want to be the best version of myself for other people, for the glory of God, really.
Amen.
So,
Amen.
Yeah.
And we talk about the mission of this company, actually getting 1 million people to actually read the Bible that aren't reading the Bible, and that's why we supply a prayer guide and reading plans behind it. We think that may be the whole spiritual side of this even enhanced as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And I can't even speak to the science behind it. I believe God is at work within this company, within this product, and really within all of our lives. So I think this is just one of the spiritual gifts that He has supplied us with.
It's a living and active word.
Absolutely.
Right?
I love it. You can pray, you can meditate, you can read the Bible, you can take the supplement of God's Word.
Exactly. Amen. That is awesome. So, really, thank you for taking the time and talking us through this. And I'm sure we'll bring you back on live on the show a few times. It'll be fun to talk.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Thank you, Dr. Freeman.
Yeah, of course.
All right. God bless you guys. We'll talk to you soon.
As many of you know, my focus at the I Am Pain-Free podcast is help as many people get pain-free as possible. And we strive to use all natural and alternative therapies to accomplish that goal. Well, today I'm thrilled to introduce to you a revolutionary product that aligns perfectly with our mission of natural health and well-being. It's called Exodus by Exodus Strong. At Exodus Strong, their mission is to help you break free from the grip of Big Pharma and embrace natural solutions that promote vibrant health. With a foundation rooted in the wisdom of the Bible, the all-natural supplement harnesses the power of 7 key ingredients specifically mentioned in the scriptures. The flagship product Exodus is designed to be transformational, providing benefits such as energy enhancement, stress relief, blood sugar stabilization, pain relief, and anti-inflammation. So join the movement, right, to help them get 1 million new people to read the Bible every day and transform their health naturally. When you purchase Exodus, use code IAPF at checkout to receive a special free gift with your order. It's time to exit the old you and step into a new chapter of vitality and well-being. To get there, you go to exodusstrong.com. So it's Exodus, EXODUS, STRONG.com. And check out and use that IAPF for the I Am Pain Free podcast. And then you'll experience the benefits of the Exodus mineral blend. This mineral blend is amazing. It's got the molecular hydrogen generating formula that's backed by hundreds of scientific studies. So begin your journey feeling great and looking great. Don't miss the opportunity to take control of your health with the all natural way. So go check it out. I think you'll really enjoy it.